Hello, students. Of course, 5210 Foundations of Curriculum, week 11. Welcome. Um, this week we discussed the last special curricular content or method in this course, which is philosophy. To be more accurate, philosophical questions. We will look at who, meaning which teacher, should integrate philosophy in the curriculum and explore examples of philosophical questions suitable to be incorporated in the curriculum. Since most probably philosophy is not your specialty, we will have introduction to philosophy, and it's been a source for thinking in education. This actually will be our first reading by McNagny and McNagny, entitled "Why Teachers Behave as They Do." And this is review of philosophy, or quick introduction to philosophy focused on the main branches of philosophy, major roots or sources for philosophy and for Western education, both roots that are both Western and non-Western. We are not taking from these texts the notion of teachers' personal philosophies. We are not talking about philosophy in terms of my philosophy is, but the more academic notion of philosophy. The second reading this week, which is the major central reading, is by Bialystok. Lauren Bialystok was one of my co-supervisor in my PhD dissertation, and we're looking here at her paper entitled "Philosophy Across the Curriculum" and the question of teacher capacity, or still the title, or what is philosophy and who can teach it. And this piece is interesting because here Bialystok brings an argument with regard to who's supposed to be the person or the teacher that has the qualities to teach philosophy or integrate philosophical questions in the curriculum. Bialystok, like many others, of course, admits that there are a lot of benefits to use philosophy in the curriculum, but she has a critique on who is suitable teach philosophy and integrate it in the curriculum. Among other things, one thing that is useful in her paper is that she defines philosophy or philosophical question. What is it? Philosophical question, and this is one of the elements that I will ask you to use in your weekly discussions. So, what are the weekly discussions? So the two themes for this week. The first one is looking closely at Bialystok's critique of teacher capacity, and she argues that as students' age progresses, as we move from elementary to higher to high school, there should be also a shift from what she calls the populist conception of philosophy uh, to a more autonomous conception of philosophy, and this means also a shift from lower expectations regarding teacher training to more stringent expectations of teacher capacity with regard to integrating philosophy in the curriculum. And I'm asking you here, what is your opinion in this matter? Do you think that the Bialystok's autonomous conception is too hard, it's too much, it's impossible burden for those teachers who are interested in philosophical thinking in their classroom? Um, and please, in your answer, refer to um, um, the way she characterizes the two conceptions of philosophy, the populist and the autonomous. Um, the second theme is practicing philosophical thinking in the curriculum, forming philosophical questions. And here I'm asking you to use Bialystok's definitions or her 6 features of philosophical question, and use your own knowledge about your teachable uh, subject area, or if you are uh, elementary educators, to take a specific um, area, and formulate one philosophical question that emerges out of your teachable or specific content that you want to choose, a philosophical question that you think it is appropriate to be integrated in in teaching. And I'm asking you to use McNaghy and McNaghy in order to remember that philosophical question can refer to one of the um, branches of philosophy, metaphysics, epistemology, or axiology, and all of these branches and their definitions are in McNaghy and McNaghy reading. So you need to formulate a question and briefly explain why it is a philosophical question using Bialystok's characterization. So simple example for philosophical question from the area of biology is what makes a thing a living organism, which in other words, what is the definition of life, right? Another question, this might be a question from the area of ontology. Um, an example for a question from the area of archaeology that refers to values is still in biology is whether cloning is ethical. Okay, and these are questions that can be integrated in the curriculum. But that's not all. I'm also asking you to briefly propose how the question that you have crafted will be integrated within a lesson plan or a curriculum. And I'm giving you in the prompt several ideas for questions, guiding questions that can help you think through these pedagogical consideration. So that's for this week regarding philosophy across the curriculum. I am wishing you a happy a week, and that you will enjoy your studies this week. And as usual, I will see you on D2L discussion pages. Bye bye.